Ladybirds, gentle pheasants, and non-binary canaries, welcome to another edition of Metroid Fusion Randomizer Spoiler Edition. We got a tournament match between Naii and BigOhm. Some big heavy hitters in the seeding races. I'm gonna just get them set off and we'll be good to go. All right, so we got three possible, basically three possible types of items to start off with. If you all want to get your guesses in as to what those items are going to be between Speed Booster, Morph Ball, and some type of missile. Now, of the missiles, there are four types of missiles they could get as well. There's diffusion, there's missile launcher, there's missile data, as it's called, ice missiles, and super missiles. For getting it right, you get absolutely nothing, but it's fun anyway. I actually have the spoiler log, so I know exactly what they're starting with. As do they, but yeah, if you want to play along without a spoiler log, that's cool too. And they're doing the climb right now. Looking reasonably clean from both of them. These are definitely some real solid competitors. BigOhm, I felt in the seeding races like he hadn't quite practiced as much at that point, which is like, and he still came in, I think he was 6th seed, which is still like really strong considering being out of practice. Now that we're further into the tournament, he's definitely shown off quite a bit of skill and routing expertise as he goes. Naii pretty much had been putting up great times, like all seeding races he's done. So it's going to be exciting. They're starting off here with missile data. Vanilla start. Not too much to say about it that you wouldn't say in any percent or, well, any vanilla race. Still, as I was alluding to before, you can start with any of the four upgrades. So the expansions themselves don't give the ability to fire the missiles, but the missile upgrades are not necessarily linear. You can get any type of missile, and they'll just add specific mechanics to those missiles as they're picked up. And the damage is actually progressive, so they're progressive in that specific upgrades will give a certain amount of damage increase. The missile data starts off with 10 damage. The base missile data just adds 10 damage to their output. The ice missiles also add 10 damage. The diffusion missiles actually only add 5 damage, and the supers add 20. So it can definitely be a play for them to kind of go a little bit out of the way to increase their damage from their missiles. We'll see how these players play it out. And you may be wondering what's going on with this fancy little tracker we have here. So I haven't gotten around to hitting the buttons yet, but here we go. Buttons being hit. Let's go. There's Morphle here somewhere. Okay, what was that? Powerbomb data. Oh, they got their speed booster. I see. Okay. The nice thing about these races, these spoiler log races, is that even though I didn't necessarily see them pick up the items, I could still see where they've been and know what was there. It also makes this really interesting dynamic for players, because the knowledge of where things are often leads them to kind of forego a bunch of safety energy tanks and whatnot, and they're just generally less powered up than they otherwise would be if they're just like wandering around aimlessly, just finding, like, tripping over things left and right. So this has actually gotten a lot of people in trouble with just not being very careful in these high damage sectors, such as all of them. Two is two has been pretty notorious in low percent runs, just because it's by far the first huge jump in danger. It's a very common dying point for first time low percent runners. These red slugs and the Pokeboys do 45 damage per touch. Got a Varia suit here. This is really looking like a serious jet seed. They got Varia and Gravity already. They're gonna need Charge and Plasma. Charge is gonna be the first item in Sector 6. Plasma is down in Sector 4. Data Room? That's very uncommon. And there's Varia for Naii. So the suits are individually useful. The Varia suit actually does nullify heat damage from heated areas, as well as cold damage from Sector 5 and Ridley's Freezer. That's actually pretty crucial, because the Gravity suit does not provide such protection. And in order to progress anywhere in Sector 5, well, to progress very far in Sector 5 at least, you do need environmental hazard protection with various suit. Otherwise, you actually do get knocked back from the sheer cold, and you can't get a speed boost, so you can't go down below. The sector's not broken, so you can't head on down to the nightmare area. It really is a mystery how to route things in the various sectors. It's definitely a question of, like, do you want to get an item that makes you fast for one sector, for one section, or do you want to get that section out of the way and then make the previous section faster? Diffusion missiles from Naii. That's an interesting choice. This is pretty much optional, although it is very useful. It makes escaping lower sector 4 significantly easier, but this might actually be something that that could be overlooked or just be ignored by other players. Although I suppose the other option would be the free E-Tank. Or I guess you could get both. Personally, I think I would rather get the free E-Tank and just ignore diffusions. Yeah, it's looking to be a little bit tricky. BigOhm is doubling back to the left side of the sector instead of heading on down. Where are they going exactly? The bottom of Sector 2, but... Not really sure why. Yeah, they're getting this blue Zoro check, which, as far as I'm aware... Okay, that's a powerbomb tank. I feel like they may have misinterpreted the blue locked missiles. They're looking for the P-Trap. So the P-Trap is a fairly recently renamed item. The spoiler log we show on the that we give to the players. We give the players the direct JSON file that's generated with the seed, but we also provide them translator spreadsheet on Google Sheets that has all of the coordinates renamed into actual room names. And a couple weeks ago, we renamed one of the rooms from Zazabi Escape tunnels or whatever. Zazabi Escape top of tower or whatever into P-Trap. And yeah, it looks like BigOhm wasn't entirely just didn't know which one that was. So that is a big whoopsie. Debatable whose fault that is. I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to actually rename that during the tournament, because renaming things during the tournament gets confusing. But it was notified in the... Was it Rando General or Tourney General? One of the channels. Yeah, feeling a bit bad about that, but I'm gonna just have to move on. Charge Beam get for BigOhm. And Plasma Beam get for Naii. That's Naii and Go mode at 14, just under 15 minutes. Although with only singular charge Plasma Beam and no ice missiles, not entirely sure. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a record time. However, this is definitely still a real fast time. Although the final bosses aren't exactly free. The Omega Metroid has a famous stun lock technique you could use on it, which doesn't really work with a singular beam, without wide beam. And even with wave beam, it's actually, like with wade and wide beam, it's actually really wonky and it's significantly more precise. But on top of that, the lack of ice missiles means they're not going to be able to stun lock the SAX, which I feel like they're more used to the iceless strats. Naii is, but it is significantly slower. Where is wide beam? Wide beam? Oh, BigOhm's actually going out of their way to get that, which might not be a bad play. I consider this a very worthwhile safety if they're already down here for ice missiles. This is not that far away, and it provides significant comfort. So you're going to see Naii's going to take quite a while, whereas Ohm is going to finish the SAX fight in a few mere seconds. Of course, it's not quite enough of a difference to make this up, but it's something. Kind of hoping we don't see a spill on Naii's end, but if that happens to be the case, then this could be a really close race. And with super diffusion launcher data on Naii's end, this is still going to be a fairly quick Ice Core X fight. I want to say it's 8 missiles to defeat it. Or is that 4 so far? Might be 7 to defeat it. I think it was 7. BigOhm showing that wall who is boss and heading on into Sector 5. That Shine Spark BigOhm went for is actually it's actually pretty tight. I feel like it's maybe a 3-frame window to get. Feels like more of a 2-frame window. I don't know, but yeah, the Spark Naii was going for is even tougher. You do not have room to bounce off a platform on the way down. And SAX almost... Oh no, the SAX goes down. It's up to Naii to defeat the Omega Metroid by themselves. And as long as they don't get double swiped, this is looking good. Just playing it safe. I like it. Oh, well, there's the double swipe. Yeah, the final bosses are not free. Yeah, we almost had what probably would have been the 4th fastest finish in the tournament. But alas, Metroid Fusion is a tough game. And this Plasma Beam for BigOhm. So there's something a little weird about the flare on against the SAX. It seems to it makes the tinking sound sometimes, but not always. What's I'm after here? Space jump. Thought they already had high jump. They do. So you need either high jump or space jump to trigger the SAX fight, as well as charge and plasma beam and red doors unlock. Naii defeating the SAX for the 2nd time. Significant lead on their end. So without the wide beam, it's very important to play it extra safe on the Omega Metroid. You definitely want to back off for every swipe. Just go in, shoot a charge shot and a few beams and back off. But it always feels like it's so close to dead, you just want to shoot it a little more. It's so tempting. It's definitely a common feeling amongst a lot of randomizer players. So now was afforded one mistake from BigOhm's kind of snafu in Sector 2, but still has a chance to take this game. This is a best of 3, so whoever loses here is going to still have a chance to come back and win the match. However, this is an elimination match, so whoever loses the best of 3 is going home. Wait, no, I'm sorry. This is a safety bracket. They actually stay in the tournament. They're just they move on over to the other side of the brackets. Apologies. So whoever loses today will still continue to thrive. There we go. Okay, Naii takes game 1. BigOhm down to 10 HP. But does survive the SAX encounter. And with the wide plasma beam, without wave, this is going to be a real short Omega fight. Just a little bit too late. To destination. I still don't understand why that Mega Metroid doesn't react to some people's uncharged beam shots. I still need to lab that out. Someone understands this better than I do. And GG's to Ohm. I wonder if you actually have to hit the face and have it tink. Maybe that tricks it into not aggroing. And we welcome on in BigOhm. GG's. Sorry about that little mix up at the start there. But
It'd be like that sometimes. That's fine.
yeah, I generally tried to like limit how much changing of the naming or the spoiler log we're doing during the tournament.
Wait, there's more?
There are not more.
Oh, okay.
So I think since the start of the tournament, there have been 2 changes. There's that, and I can't remember the other one. But this is like a more obvious name. I think it might have been the antechamber changes.
Which room is that?
So that's in Sector 1, you know, the Sector 1 to 3 connector.
Oh, that one, okay.
And the porch in Sector 3 to connect to Sector 5.
Gotcha.
I think those might have been the first changes, and I think after the first round I made this new P-trap change.
Okay.
But other than that, how did you feel the seed went?
Pretty well. Totally didn't almost die to the saxophone. Don't mind me.
Oh, yeah, 10 is greater than 0.
Yes, that is very true. See, you can't die with 10. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. And welcome on in, Naii. GG's. Congrats on taking the first game.
GG.
Indeed. So Naii actually, unfortunately, was really close to beating the Omega Metroid, and it would have been probably the 4th fastest race time in the tournament so far.
Jeez.
3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, just spent a little too long underneath that claw for the final few shots.
Oh.
Yeah, I was hoping I would get the knockback, or at least not a double claw, but I got swiped twice and I died.
Yeah,
I also
with 2
didn't have
A-tanks.
light, so that was a big time loss.
Yeah. Not picking up white. I was talking about that. That was not picking up ice missiles either. That's a calculated play, right? You don't really use the freezing strat, right?
I do no refreeze.
Oh, okay.
Just that I decided that going for ice missiles and wiping, they were way too far away and they were not worth it.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like they well, the ice missiles I think save a lot of time from the SAX, but still that is a long trek to get there. So I definitely agree that probably would have been suboptimal.
How
but
far
at the same
away did I
time,
go for that? Oh, pretty far.
It is significantly more safe. Getting both ice and wide. That's what BigOhm wound up doing. Although unfortunately, BigOhm kind of had a bit of a mishap with new room name conventions. So that was a whoopsie on
Whoopsie.
Yeah, honestly, the only reason I knew what P-trap was because I remembered the discussion in the server.
Yeah, I do make sure, like, if there are any changes, that it is mentioned at least in the server or discussed.
Yeah, but I never saw a ping for it, which probably should have happened.
Yeah, probably. I think that change was made like a week ago or something. I probably should have put that in announcements. So yeah, it's kind of up to the viewers whether or not this was. I made this reasonably fair. That's kind of subjective, but now you know going into the next few races. So
that's P-trap.
That's P-trap.
Why is that called P-trap?
It's basically like a plumbing name terminology.
Okay.
It's like what's under your sink to like catch objects. So the water will
Gotcha.
flow down, but the like anything valuable we accidentally lose, that's going to be trapped in the P.
Okay, that's a little more obvious now that you've explained it. Oops.
It's effectively named so because it's shaped like a P.
Yup. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of these names don't make sense until they're explained. But yeah, give you a few minutes to prepare. I'll let you know what tricks are going to be required, and also if you want to take a moment, there is a room names tab. If you want to like refamiliarize yourself, look for
There it is.
anything you're unclear on. You could let me know, and I'll just give y'all a few minutes to get situated. We'll move on to race 2.
See you soon.
See you then. Familiarize yourself.
There
Look
it
for
is.
anything
Okay.
you're unclear on. You could let me know, and I'll just give y'all a few minutes to get situated. We'll move on to race 2.
See you soon.
See you then. All right, we're back once again. Yeah, game 2. First one went to Naii. Bit of a mishap with room naming conventions. Kind of cost BigOhm quite a bit of time. Almost made a comeback, but yeah, that was still surprisingly exciting for a pretty big gap early on. But we'll see how this one turns out. Should be much closer most of the way through. And it looks like they're off momentarily. And we already got a guess in the chat. Got one guess for Morph Ball start. Once again, we have either Speed Booster, Morph Ball, or Missiles to start off with. I think for the most part, it's still 33% chance for each, roughly. But the missiles split further on. Statistically, I think they're like each type of start is about 30-ish, 33-ish. Although if you like roll seeds, there is a tendency when rolling seeds really rapidly to actually wind up getting some pretty similar outcomes that can give you some kind of confirmation bias on feeling like some items are higher likelihood than others. And today, this game, we are starting with Speed Booster. So the runners have been informed that this is a Speed Booster start, and there will be a required mild damage run at some point in the run. So that's all they were given in advance. That's all the information they were given in advance. So now that they have the spoiler log, they can see exactly where that's going to be. And as you can probably guess, it is in fact going to be in Sector 3. You're gonna have to go through the first heated room to get your power bombs at some point without Variasuit. Ohm opting to go quite a ways away to get a shine spark, or to get a shine charge, and then spark to boost on the way back. Naii getting speed boost on the way to the room, and taking a few extra recharges just for safety, and still, they're both getting through cleanly first try, getting their high jump boots. Alright. And they're heading on immediately into Sector 3. They are going to need some kind of missile data in order to get pretty much anywhere else. They're going to need more from bombs to get into the neighboring Sector 4, unless they really want to use Gravity Suit and High Jump and Diffusions. I don't even know if those are available at this point. Oh, they actually are. And Screw Attack, which actually is not available, so rip that. So it's interesting. Naii got their diffusion missile and is just bailing. That actually is the only play they could have made. They could get their power bombs right now. They don't need Morph Wall for that. However, they can't place power bombs, and being unable to place bombs or power bombs, or not having Screw Attack available, they're unable to get the runway needed to charge another Shine Spark to get back across the heated room. So they actually have to come all the way back to main deck to collect some more power-ups to get through. It's kind of a nasty start, really. That was a tricky kind of trick that thankfully neither player fell for. So yeah, this is the kind of like some players may have been tempted to just go get their power bombs and just try to power bomb their way out, but nope, you actually need this Morph Ball right here. A bit of an RNG situation here with the eye door opening. It's a 50-50 whether it shoots an eye beam or not, and it will shoot a maximum of 4 beams before becoming vulnerable again, or before just opening without a beam. It is possible to get 2 shots in one opening if you shoot the missiles very, very close together, or if the missiles hit very, very close together, within 1 frame apart. That's kind of what BigOhm and Naii were going for here. In order to do that, you actually have to jump straight up and do a simultaneous shot and spin, which will, for a single frame, place the arm cannon in the lower backside of the sprite, so you can shoot the missile from behind yourself. And then from there, you can shoot another missile very shortly after to actually get them to line up perfectly with their acceleration to hit on the same frame or close enough to it. Unfortunately, I don't think either of them pulled it off, but that's basically the kind of thing they were going for. And right back down to Sector 3 for Naii. And I'm sure BigOhm is going to follow. You can't really go anywhere else. A very wise safety save. Yeah, by the looks of it, yeah, there's a... Naii actually got a safety E-tank from the attic, whereas BigOhm opted out of it. BigOhm is capable of very low health gameplay. However, this randomizer really exercises your brain and kind of wears you out. So he's gonna have to play pretty strong-minded here and not make mistakes. And this speed-locked E-tank is in fact an E-tank today. They're both actually opting for that, especially highly recommended. And with that Shine Spark only taking 21 damage to get out, Ohm's going to be taking 20 damage here to get out as well. So what else do they have in store in Sector 3? We've got Ice Beam at Bob, which isn't particularly important. We're not really sure if it even adds damage in this version of the randomizer, because there have been changes to make sure that the Ice Beam isn't just always going to kill enemies on the first shot. It's a Gravity Suit for Naii. And for BigOhm, they're right next to each other. BigOhm just saving a few frames along the way, losing some seconds here and there from indecision, but yeah, this is the kind of difference you see, the kind of back and forth you see a lot when you have a high execution runner and kind of high, like a higher value in cerebral gameplay when it comes to randomizers. So these blocks do respawn for Naii, but they are losing health real fast. They did save at the start of the sector. But yeah, this crumbling floor, it's just, oh dear, this is looking like it's not going well for Naii. They're just gonna back out, just forgo this get for now. This would be wide beam, which they really want, which I recommend, but it is tricky to get with just diffusion missiles, because the diffusion missiles will also destroy the platform you're on. There is also an issue if you shoot too close to a Nova that the diffusion particles actually do damage, and they do damage when they freeze an enemy. So once it's frozen, then it's not gonna take damage from the flakes anymore. However, if multiple flakes freeze the enemy simultaneously, you actually get into a situation where it does multiple damage, which I believe the Novas have 2 HP. Is that right? It's got to be more than 2. Maybe it's 3. I don't know, but I thought it was like 10. In any case, Novas have been known to just outright die from diffusion shot from time to time. Oh, right, they're Novas. No, I'm thinking of the ouches. Yeah, and I believe Novas have 2 HP. So they die to 2 diffusion flakes. So if they hit simultaneously, well, rip Nova. So we got a divergence here. Naii going into Sector 1, while BigOhm is exploring Sector 6. He knows exactly what he wants, of course. I'm sure they already got their super missiles. Whereas Naii just wants Plasma and Varia right in Meow before going into 6. Sector 6 is pretty scary without Varia. So this is a... oh dear. Soft lock for BigOhm. You need bombs to get out. I think it would have been possible if it didn't go all the way in. See where he's saved. Maybe, oh no, he didn't. It's a big reason, even when you have to go fast in a randomizer race, you really got to take safety saves, like pretty regularly. It's a pain we have all felt at some point in our tournament career, pretty much. We have seen massive comebacks before, but this is a winner's semifinals match. So, yeah, this is a bit of a heartbreaker here, but we're gonna persevere. Naii showing off a bit of a change in this version of the randomizer. The Hornodes that are spawning between the save station and the Ghidorah room actually don't spawn right away in this version. They allow you to run straight through without having to deal with them. Just because some beams can actually make it extraordinarily difficult to deal with them. Some beams and or missile combos make it very, very tight to just run through. So Naii, with their diffusion only, is going to need to farm quite a bit. So if you are happening to be playing bingo at this time, here we go, farming for Green X. There was a bit of a debate last year about whether or not it counted for core X's. I would count it as long as it costs them time to do so. Which is definitely the case here. So this is going to take 5 shots for the Ghidorah, with 5 damage per missile. There we go. Making sure not to waste a single one. Could afford to waste one single one, but no more. And once again, how much health does this thing have? Is this 35? Almost made good use of that power bomb to draw in the X with the vacuum of the power bomb. And diffusion get for BigOhm. I do love how you can just barely get a charge from that block, shooting the rightmost blocks and escaping the telltale heart check. It's so convenient that that check is ordinarily an E-tank, which makes the name Telltale Heart really fitting. I like to believe knowing the reference makes me cultured, but really, I just watch a lot of Simpsons growing up. Yeah, for sure. Almost actually number 6C going into this, although he also had some of the fastest times. Actually, well, pretty much the highest, like higher placements in general, I suppose. But yeah, I think I'm not sure Ohm and I even played the same seeding races, so it wasn't entirely clear who is better, but where I mean, it's still debatable. When you see people win in a randomizer, you never really can comfortably say what player is better. It largely comes down to who the seeds suit the most on any given day. Kind of interesting because, like, there's potential, but that doesn't necessarily translate to who will win. Definitely low on health here, placing plenty of power bombs to clear the way. Definitely seeing careful play is able to get through these Aqua Pirates. These are menaces, really. It's going to be able to cleanly get up through here. Just needs to make sure to be extra careful, and you can see Naii is taking this safe route to get up here. Clipping through this snail on the bottom left. It's pretty nice. Playing very safe. Definitely has enough health to get through here with the gravity suit, only taking 1 damage per tick. Not jumping in unmorphed position. A spring ball is enough to just barely get up on the ledge without going too high to clip the exposed wires above. So it's definitely a safer way to go about getting out of lower sector 4. And it's pretty much textbook how to get out of lower sector 4 on real low health. It's very well done on Nai's end. And now they're just heading off to get charge beam before they go and beat the game. Very wise safety save. You never know what's going to happen. You don't have Variasuit here. You could have Variasuit if you really wanted to go to Watering Hole, but you don't. Gravity suit get for BigOhm. And super missiles for Naii. Definitely worthwhile while you're down here on your way to get charge beam. When you only have diffusion missiles, that's pretty huge. That's 7 times their damage output. No, it's only plus 20. So it's 5 times their damage output now. A mere 5. Wait, they do have Varia. What? Oh, yeah. I did watch them fight the Charge Core. I was wondering why they went there. But yeah, I guess that makes sense. They actually went to Watering Hole to get Variasuit, which is the only way to get through to lower Sector 4 before Sector 6. The other option would be to go to the pantry for Screw Attack. And if you're trying to skip Variasuit, but going to pantry in lower Sector 6 for Screw Attack, that is a decision. So I believe if you just kind of inch your way into the sprite of the item and you don't go all the way in, I'm pretty sure. Oh, interesting. Nai's going to. Naii does not have the main missile launcher, so the boss here does not spawn. Very wise decision. This will get them over to the pantry where they could opt to get Screw Attack if they want. Whether or not they want is up to them. Yeah, they have no need for it. It makes the fight a bit safer, but if they know how to move, as Naii has shown they do, I think they can get out, get through the final bosses pretty reliably. As pointed out in chat, the bot is also now including a link to a fundraiser for Mental Health America that we are raising money for during this tournament. There was a suggestion to have a prize pool for the tournament to get players to get more people interested in the event. I decided against it and decided if you want to put your money towards something, let's go with charity instead. At least this time. Not sure about next time. Maybe there'll be a prize pool proper, but for now, just give your money to charity for now. At least. I mean, you could always donate to charity later as well. That's up to you. BigOhm, definitely not soft locked this time, is able to get out with their 7 power bombs. Gonna need another one coming up here to escape this section. They got soft locked in game 2, actually. This very game by that very charge beam. Ooh, ice beam refreeze strats, pretty nice. I love the play to go behind SAX that Naii is doing, making sure to not get shot. Playing the extra safe, kind of foregoing the freeze strat in favor of the standard panic strat. When you're low on health, you don't want to take any chances. Yeah, just go ahead and loop it back and forth. Just jump over it. Ooh. Okay. It's only one fall so far. That's actually... that doesn't set them too far back. It was still kind of the middle of the first form. So, BigOhm on the other hand, at 35 HP, probably going... Yeah, definitely healing. Maybe going to safety save as well. Also, I totally forgot to mark that. You didn't see that. So yeah, refreeze strat on the SAX. Very difficult with the ice beam because it has to be unfrozen in order for the ice beam to freeze it again. Or in order for anything to freeze it again if you used ice beam the first time. Pretty quirky. But the benefit of freezing it is that instead of knocking the SAX back and giving it invincibility frames, it actually just takes all of the damage per frame as the beam goes through its body. So it does significantly more damage. The fight goes by significantly faster. But if you don't have just the right rhythm, you can really get got good. So Naii just taking the more familiar approach, well, the more lenient approach to just shoot and jump over, shoot and jump over. So generally speaking, shooting diagonal shots will do more DPS. Although in the case of this Hornode SAX fight, by far your biggest DPS is to shoot straight up as it's jumping, so the beam stays in the hitbox as long as possible. Since it's jumping forwards, you're actually getting less, you're getting fewer frames in the hitbox. It's definitely better for stationary objects to shoot diagonally, as well as for Ridley because it moves more slowly, and it's also so massive. Actually, I think, is Ridley actually bigger? Is Ridley X actually bigger than the Hornode?
Propulsion sequence activated. Destination.
Well, the Hornode definitely jumps faster than Ridley flies, so there's that at least. Yep, those super diffusion missiles two-shotting the charge core. 25 damage per hit. And this is not going to be a super fast fight. It's basically going to be about the same as the previous game's fight, with just the charged plasma ice. Charged ice plasma. It's real hard to say. I think it might actually be the same damage as just charged plasma. It would need testing. So basically, you can get it to swipe once and then stagger it. But you do need to... it is at least wise to be careful and actually back up for it. And down goes the Omega. Much safer fight this time. A bit more experience on Nai's end and just getting through unscathed here. Not a single hit taken. And GG's to Naii for taking the match. Metroid Fusion is a very difficult game. And yeah, definitely Naii taking it slow and steady, conquering his opponent today. And has forfeited as well. But yeah, give these players a hand. They've really put on a show here. They showed off a lot of good routing and tech. And, definitely some real good tutorials as to some real good showcases as to how to handle real tight situations. They definitely got themselves in a jam throughout these races and just pulled it out. And welcome on in, BigOhm.
Yo.
That was a tough one. That was a heartbreaker for sure.
Certified 3-head moment is what that was.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we almost saw that from a previous match as well. Someone went in with only one powerbomb and stopped in the doorway as the powerbomb was going off and was like, wait a minute. Unfortunately, you didn't do the same thing and actually went and got the item. And welcome on in, Naii the Bath. Congratulations on your victory. Very well played. That lower sector 4 was nail biting.
What happened to your sector 4?
I was like dying.
Ah. Well, at least it's
I
not
also had no
blocking and losing
charge
14
and no
minutes of progress.
supers, so I couldn't kill shit.
Ah.
Had to bob and weave around the Aqua Pirates in those tight corridors, the tubes leading to the exit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I gotta be honest, today is the first time I've completely avoided them.
Yeah, that was very well done.
That's impressive.
And keeping your wits about you to not die on the quote-unquote easier snails and puffers and whatnot on the way out.
Yeah.
Oh, puffers.
Because once you feel like you're safe, you're done for.
Oh yeah, no. I was actually like, I need to be very careful. I'm past the bad part, but still die.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, BigOhm went for Charge Beam and used the Power Bomb on the block and noticed during the item get fanfare that the block does reform behind you.
Yep.
No.
Whether or not you have bombs to blow it up.
Big yike.
I lost 14 minutes of progress there.
That sucks.
I'll have to lab it out, but I think you can inch into it and grab the edge of it without the block reforming on top of you.
Ah.
That's something you really want to test before actually going into. At the very least, yeah, just having power bombs without bombs is always an interesting dynamic. You always have to be aware of your power bomb count everywhere you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's really easy to forget. So another no wide beam game here. You almost got wide beam, Naii.
Yeah,
Going into lower sector
I
3.
was very afraid that Ohm had actually gotten wide because I'm like, you know what? I have the fusion. I can freeze the gamers, but I ended up destroying my own platform. And when I saw that I had like 50 HP left, I went like, I don't have enough HP to try. It's not worth to farm for HP, so I'm just gonna finish without wide.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wide beam was
I just got
in-
eyes for extra damage.
Nova
Wide beam
stairs
was
far.
in 3 with a bunch of others, but that Nova Stairs on the far end is definitely a little bit out of the way.
Yeah, with diffusion especially, that's something a lot of people don't do very often.
Yep.
One strat people employ is shooting the corner of the ceiling, in the tunnel above, to hit the first two, and then
Oh,
shooting
okay.
the
Yeah, I
wall.
forgot about that actually. Oh well.
Yep.
Yeah, the other option was getting ice beam and going back down.
Mm-hmm. Does that work? I don't. I'm not entirely sure if the Novas actually get frozen by ice beam because of how much
If
damage it
you
does,
hit them with ice beam and they don't die, they freeze. And
and they don't
then
die.
you had
Importantly,
and
yeah.
at that point you had basically stock beam. So
Maybe they have 3 HP or something. They have really low HP because
I know,
if
but
you
they survive. They survive a single shot from
okay, cool.
power beam.
Because I know
Okay.
sometimes if you hit them like with diffusion at nearly point blank, if the missile is just like a pixel away from them, the diffusion sprites will all spawn inside the Nova, and it'll kill the Nova in one shot.
Oh.
Because they actually do damage when they freeze. It's just that after they're frozen, they don't get damaged anymore. So
Yeah.
that stacking
One
single damage from the diffusion flakes actually add up to enough to kill them sometimes. It's kind of funny. But yeah, a lot of learning this match, and thrills and spills. BigOhm, you are still in the tournament. How are you feeling going forward?
Don't forget your ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the good.
That's the big
Good
takeaway
tip.
here. It'd be like that sometimes.
Do you know who you're going up against next? I know, Naii, you're going up against C Scotty W. Sorry for not knocking him down to the losers bracket, but
Oh god.
who knows? I took a
I'm
game
more
level. Maybe you
surprised
can.
I beat him, honestly.
Yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes. Yeah, I lost like, I don't know, what was it? 4 minutes doing a loop in Sector 2? I don't know. Just because I forgot the name of P-Trap or didn't know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's got the coordinates, but coordinates might not help you like when you're expecting a name.
It could be useful to have a tab with the maps themselves.
I
True,
do,
yeah.
actually. I did have a tab open with the maps. The maps don't have the updated name for P-Trap.
Oh, does it not?
Oh yeah,
No,
but
it
don't
still
you
does
have
not
the
have
ones
tower
with
exit.
coordinates? There are
I
the
thought
ones in M4 have the
updated.
coordinates.
Oh, I
Yeah.
just didn't know coordinates off the top of my head.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
it's sector and then horizontal position and then vertical position. But
Yeah, I have those open in my phone just in case.
Nice. And with that, BigOhm, you're going to be going up against the winner of Hercules Bench Press versus Shorts Gandhi.
Sheesh! All right.
So yeah, best of luck on that. And they were going to have a match earlier tonight, but I think they pushed that back a day. So
Okay.
I think that's going to be tomorrow morning in about... Actually, maybe tomorrow afternoon. I don't know. We'll see what they say. So yeah. With that, you all have
Alright.
any other... anything else to bring up?
Don't forget your ammo.
Don't forget your ammo.
Don't be like me. Get something to at least kill the Aqua Pirates.
Yeah, lower Sector 4 is terrifying for sure. That's definitely worth... that's a big part of practice, is learning where you die a lot.
Yeah,
And
I was like less than anything called it all the way through lower 4.
lower 4 is definitely one of those
Killing the
places.
pirates on the way to, entering to lower 4 was very, very scary.
Mhm.
And
with
power
that,
bombs.
I believe that's all. That's all for the speed gaming schedule tonight. We got another. We should have another race tomorrow, I believe. It hasn't been scheduled yet, actually, but hopefully we can get that arranged real soon.
Cool.
Otherwise,
Looking
we
forward
got
to it.
a lot of speed gaming stuff. Always a packed weekend here on speed gaming.
Good
Got
luck
some-
racing scoots, Naii.
Yep, definitely.
I'm gonna need it. I was already scared of this match. I can't imagine facing Stony.
So tomorrow we got Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster, NA% runs. Got some Azure Dreams. Got some Trifox. And as per usual, we always got some Link to the Past randomizer going on. Oh, is this a Metroid Dread qualifier match going on tomorrow? Is that what that is? Dread NMG.
Huge?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Metroid Dread NA% NMG tournament 2022.
Love to see it.
It's going to be hype. And Chrono Trigger Jets of Time. So yeah, we always got stuff going on here at Speed Gaming. It's going to be exciting, and we will see y'all then.
Yep. Catch y'all later.
Yep. Take care and have a good night. See you next mission.